Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a few days since I posted a video. I think the last video I posted had to do with my character, Mr. Hootsberg. Had a lot of views, or at least from my perspective, a lot of views. I think that the channel is growing at a rate that I'm satisfied with. It's not really over popular, and I'm not making any money off the channel, and I think that kind of works right now. So anyway, today we're going to do some faces, some simple faces as a warm-up here this morning. As I've stated before, sometimes business overrides the creation of videos. However, I want to always be true to my viewership and make sure that you guys know that I care and that I'm always striving to do better things and find better ways of doing things. And not only from reviews of products, but also reviews of different software and the different methodologies regarding illustration and concept work. So anyway, today we're going to do faces. In the following weeks, hopefully I'll be able to get to at least one video a week. I'm doing a children's book right now, so it's not going to be easy for me to do videos. However, anyway, yeah. So thank you guys once again. And I will definitely be posting as much as I can, and hopefully you guys enjoy this morning's video. Thank you guys, and enjoy. Okay, so this morning I got up and had to field a bunch of emails. I have a meeting today after 1 o'clock, but this morning I wanted to get kind of back to the basics. I've been doing a lot of digital work lately. Digital being digital illustration, some stuff in ZBrush. I also, you guys know that I'm a really big proponent of finding new ways of doing things. All right, so I'm going to try and talk and do this at the same time. New ways of doing things. So I've been really getting into 3D work. I had somebody post, one of the projects that I did was to do my George Washington illustration that I had done a while back, a caricature, to do him in a program called ZBrush. And one of the comments was, ZBrush is a very expensive program. And, I got to thinking about that. A lot of you guys are coming to my channel and you don't have access to these really expensive programs. ZBrush is expensive. ZBrush is, golly, it's for somebody who's not a student, if you're just a Joe Schmo or a layman, it's about $800, and that is something that a lot of people can't afford, and I realize that. I just have had the opportunity to be able to get certain programs that I use and I use on a constant basis, and it's hard for somebody to look at that expenditure and say, hey, especially if you're a hobbyist or somebody that's learning, to constitute spending $800 on a program. Well, here's my advice to those who don't have the money to buy the program. Number one, again, I'm trying to draw and, okay. Number one, there is a program called ZBrush Core. And ZBrush Core has it has almost the same interface as ZBrush. It's not as convoluted and packed full of quote-unquote stuff, but ZBrush Core, made by the same company, Pixelogic, ZBrush Core has a lot of the same features, especially in the sculpting side, as ZBrush. So what you can do is you can practice on ZBrush Core, learn how to use the interface, learn how to use the system, and all the while saving up your money. And ZBrush Core is about $160, $170. Okay, so that's still, some of you are balking. Oh my gosh, $170 for a program. That is ludicrous. Okay, here's number two. You can download ZBrush, the entire program, for 45 days. And you can use it for free, full, untethered, basically, and you can create whatever, and it doesn't cost you anything. Now, do I think you're going to create incredible sculpted pieces in that 45 days? I don't know. I don't know your learning curve. However, what my recommendation, this is what I did, is I got exposed to the program through a friend, a buddy, and then I downloaded the program, and I have a couple computers. I downloaded it on my PC, on my Mac, And then I started watching videos. I watched videos not only on YouTube, but I watched videos on, I downloaded, I actually paid for some videos from the Gnomon Workshop, GNOMON Workshop. And it basically gave me a really good understanding of how the interface worked. Okay, bear with me here, so I'm trying to, okay, nice chin. Okay, well, he's going to be kind of an old guy, kind of a sleepy. So his eyes need to come up like this. Kind of a sleepy guy. And I started watching the videos, and I got a really good understanding of how the program worked. And then I downloaded the program. And then for 45 days, I did everything that I could, spend as much time as I could to learn how to do digital sculpting. And I came out with a couple really cool, really simple sculpts. And from there, I ended up buying a couple books from Amazon. I think it cost me $15 for one of them, $25 for the next one. So basically, at this stage, I'm only maybe $25 into the process. So then, here we get my little smirk. So then, I started really getting serious about the program and saying, hey, what is it going to take for me to get this, the full version of ZBrush? So, of course, I saved my money, and if you have children or if you're a teacher, you have the opportunity to get a discount, a student discount. Student discount runs about $460. Still a lot of money, don't get me wrong, a lot of money for, a program that you're still learning on. So then, I was able to save up the money and get ZBrush. Fantastic. So I've been using ZBrush for a while. And then I looked at, I went back and I looked at ZBrush Core because I wanted to get ZBrush on my PC Cintiq, and I didn't want to have to pay for another license. So I just bought ZBrush Core. I'll tighten this up. ZBrush Core, which has, again, a lot of the same sculpting and interface, and it's really good for 3D printing. You can save as STL files and OBJ files and a lot of that. And again, all the while learning exactly what, the interface is and learning how to digital sculpt and what I can use it for and how it's going to really help me in the context of, I'm going to do hair like this, get a really straight neck. In the context of, in the business that I have. So that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you guys. You need to kind of go step by step. It's not an all-inclusive one swing. You need to set yourself up for success. I knew in the onset I did not know how to use the program. I knew in the onset that I was going to have a challenging time. Here we go, really definitive. And he's going to have these eyebrows or these lids that come up. This definitive way of learning, it's hard for me, and I have to go through a process of finding out what's going to be the best option for me. We give him a little bit of smile here. He's got this nose that comes around. So that being said, I think that what you guys should do, especially if you're looking at Photoshop, especially if you're looking at Illustrator, especially if you're looking at, maybe a 3D program, I think you just need to see what options are out there. Give him a little bit of sad eyes. See what options are out there as far as not having to pay for the program as you're trying to learn. There's a lot of options out there. Free options. A lot of times the companies will basically allow you to download a free copy and play around with it. Sometimes the copy will be like, oh, you can't save. Well, that's fine if you're learning. Anyway, for those of you who are into digital illustration, for those of you who are here on my channel looking at character design, characters and stuff like that, this is kind of what I do, kind of give an update. I like drawing traditionally. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do. I also do digital work. I also do 3D sculpting. I also do concept, children's books, graphic design, logo design. I mean, you name it. I equate it, and especially whenever I talk to clients, I equate it to being a tool belt. A tool belt for people looking to hire me. You know, I market myself as being kind of the one catch, you know, the one all, you know, not really specializing in anything, but having the ability to be good at almost everything. And it's really been a great benefit because I've had a lot of experience with a lot of different types of artwork. You know, from t-shirts to toys, you know, to storyboards, to graphic design. I mean, it's been a great experience. Package design, industrial design. I really enjoy doing industrial design. It's something that I really have a passion for. So I think that those of you who are always looking to better yourself, I think you should definitely, and wanting to get into the field of art and illustration and want to be able to do this stuff for, you know, for a long career, definitely look at what you really like to do. Okay, I love to draw. And how can you incorporate that into a myriad or a multitude of different art genres? You know, painting. Okay, you draw and you draw whenever you paint. What about graphic design? Well, whenever I do graphic design, I typically draw my logo concepts. Okay, or you know, whether it's you know, logos or patterns or whatever. And from there, I will use my drawing and you know, I'll do concept work and I'll do character work. And all the time that I'm drawing and really keep polishing that skill, it is allowing me to and affording me to really pursue that passion. So today was just kind of an examination of the warm-up. As you guys see, just some simple faces, really simple. I think I'm going to turn the page here. I might do one more. I might do two more. Does that sound good? Two more and that's it. Today I'm using my Progresso Kohinoor pencil. It doesn't have any wood in it. I had somebody comment that they didn't like the way the you know, the texture. I'm sorry, the softness of the material they used for this particular pencil. I like it. I like the fact that I can go on the edge and get some nice tones whenever I'm shading. You know, and again, my stuff is not always the best for you. That's why I'm always recommending. We'll do this. Come around here like this. Okay. You know, always, always determine what the best way is for you, and whenever you get that best way, always question if that's the best way. You know, for the longest time, I drew in you know, blue line pencil, and what that did was it gave me a great way of and a consistency in what I did. So I had a real consistency across the board. But what I learned was, in terms of variety, a lot of times the variety pushes you to be a better artist. You know? And that's ultimately, at the end of the day, what we want to be. We want to be better communicators, better translators of life, better artists overall, clearer. And if you're making money at this stuff, you want to have the best way, the quickest way to maximize the amount of time that you spend on this stuff. So I'm going to go here. He's going to have that little smile, little smirk. Yeah, I like that. Okay, a little shadow right here. Maybe he's got a 5 o'clock shadow. And it comes around here. Got that chin that comes around here like this. Comes around here like this. So, that being said, this is kind of a weird video today. I feel it's kind of convoluted, kind of unfocused. But at the end of the equation, what it's going to afford me to do today is to really focus in on the project at hand, which I can't talk about, obviously. That kind of sucks. You know, occasionally I really want to tell you guys what I'm working on, but I can't because, you know, those of you who are professionals know if you violate that NDA, if you violate that non-disclosure agreement, if you post things that you're not supposed to do, the ramifications that will come back on you are absolutely massive. You know, I did a lot of stuff for Disney, and I still have stuff that's in the queue, meaning still stuff that they are producing, and until it gets into the wild, I can't show any of that stuff. Into the wild meaning actually produced, and I can go to the store and buy it and see it, and it's just like any other Joe Schmo that goes in there and he can take the photograph of it and post it and say, hey, check this out, this is cool. So maybe one day soon I'll be able to kind of show you guys exactly what I'm working on, and you guys will really enjoy it. One of the things that I can show you guys, and I'll do this real quick just so you guys can see one of the products that I did work on. This particular product is Baby in a Blanket. If any of you guys are familiar with the Disney product line, you know they have this product line called Baby in a Blanket. Baby in a Blanket being a very cute, small, baby-like stuffed animal done in one of their characters. See, and he's like this. This tag that comes around here. Baby in a Blanket. So basically, it's sold like this in the Disney store or at World of Disney. This is one of the products that I designed. This is, of course, Baymax. Designed him from the ground up. I did have character reference, but one of the directives that they had was you cannot have Baymax look like the current Baymax, but he still has to look like Baymax. Isn't that a great direction? You know, and I had to decide what colors, the fray edge. I had to decide, you know, this particular, you know, attachment here. I had the original attachment was going to be his helmet, but it was going to be plastic, and you can't have that. So I had to decide on what his proportions were. You know, so I had to do turnarounds whenever I sketched him out. So I had to do front, side, and back views of him, and I had to show where his eyes were and all these lines according to his character model. And also, you know, as far as his arms and how they were going to manufacture his hands. So whenever you design a stuffed animal, especially for large corporations, they have character sheets and character models that you have to adhere to. But this particular one had to have a little bit different direction because it had to be really cute. So I really enjoyed doing this project. And hopefully I didn't get, oh, I got a little bit of stuff on there. No! I rubbed off of him. Anyway. So if you guys see this particular guy, Disney's Babies in a Blanket, and of course this is their line, Babies. If you see this guy, just know that I designed him, and I had a really good time doing it. I also did another one, if you guys follow my Instagram, Angel. I did Angel from Lilo and Stitch. And I also, actually, for another company, did some other ones, but I can't discuss that, and we're just going to leave it at that. So just in case they are watching, I can't tell you what I did. Don't want to violate any NDAs. So, again, today is just a warm-up, kind of an explanation, and give you guys an opportunity to kind of search out if you're interested in 3D, if you're interested in Photoshop. All these programs have the opportunity to download either free versions or reduced cost versions. One of the programs I utilize is Clip Studio Paint, and Clip Studio Paint, just look it up. Just Google it, Clip Studio Paint, you know, whatever, and it'll come up. They do sales on their products, and what's great about them is that $80 program, which by the way is almost as good, if not better, than Photoshop in my opinion. It does almost everything. In some respect, it's superior, and you can get that program right now on sale. I believe it's until the 21st of this month or 22nd. I think it's $25. I mean, $25 for that program is a steal. You could learn how to do so many things. The brush engine in that is fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. Just a really great program. And if you're a professional and you want the EX version that includes some really great tools for creating books and comics, the EX version is $80 instead of 200, you know, over 200. So anyway, thank you guys once again. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the description, or not the description, in the comment section below. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed the process. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.